Hi everyone, this is FP02 here again on another commentary video. Well, I want to clarify what you're watching about the aware of something that I saw it last year. Something that went intentionally over beefing about any specific issues. Even to clarify this particular video from back in May of last year. Yup, this is what I'm talking about it and showing this one. Welp. Today's commentary videos. I will be commentary on one specific video from last year cause of some parts that are misbull and insults on one particular country. Yay, this video is very long, but it is nearly 15. So, I will be skipping the different parts of the videos and look to clarify the different ones. Anyway, be ready for this commentary and make a claim. So, enjoy the commentary video. Hey guys, I'm FP02 here again. Before the video, the previous video covered up the first time video of criticism. Check out the first video that talks about the issue on YT. And back to the video. So, last time, I made a talk about the community posts that showed about the meltdown situation on YT. Remember that this dude who said invalid replied on someone else and making bad takes. Yup, this dude got terminated from YouTube like around last year cause of these bad altitudes. Yep. This is what I called netiquette. Anyway, back to the video. Even the made for kids are included too, so I will get into later. Anyway, let's get this starting. Here's come the second part. The criticism video is YouTube. Yay. YouTube these days are somewhat different from last year. Let's get the clarify ready and anything else. Once again, YT goes nowadays over the issue going on this year. Jez. Here we go again. Anyway, let's do this. The first issue on YouTube is child abuse. I will pause this. Well, child stuff these days is a little bit. I'm gonna be skipping some parts of the videos in case of strong suggestions. Anyway, move on. There's been a disturbing video. I have seen some users who make torture videos out of someone else, like this user named Joseph's Mario Movie Official. Remember that dude who made offensive on another user, brutal videos on one of my fellow YouTuber, and sent inappropriate messages to his relative that not gonna name it. Yup, this dude got terminated from YouTube 2 months ago. He deserves instant regret for doing nothing, or whatever. He went way far. That's this person whose goes rampage over past years ago. Anyway, I hope the moderator doesn't want this dude coming back on this video platform. Let's get out already and get to watch. I will say Joseph made an abuse. Even Joseph needs to stop abusing someone else. I don't know if he's inactive this year. Even though last year before his termination, he was indeed inactive. But thank God, he gone. This dude is a dead topic nowadays. I'm gonna skip the parts where some users that appear on the video instead. Anyway, the YouTube moderator is gonna be removed from his videos for doing this act. Let's see how the YT moderator can handle Joseph's channel. There's a recent video of someone else, not just Joseph themselves, but the other user who made this pun. A lot of people went into far remorse. Back to this. Oh boy. YouTube needs to address this issue with abuse video. So, that's all for the first issue. The second issue on YouTube is the most disgusting one. It's harmful or dangerous act. Skipping once again. I will take a pause for a second and be back. I'm back after some discomfort. Anyway, let's get this over with. Oh my. Well, the most disturbing user who makes graphic gore is Joseph's Mario Movie Official. Again. Joseph Mario movie is a dead topic nowadays. He will no longer be here. I will be skipping that part of which he made too many videos on someone else. Anyway, back to this video. This is another of the similar ones to different apps, like X, formerly Twitter. But Joseph had the warning to name this. Anyway, the moderators can be blocking Joseph for doing this act. The third issue on YouTube is the personal privacy problem. There's have been a lot of pests who attempt to stalk for no reason without consent. Even the recent one-up film community posts about this jagoff who docks at him. I want to clarify this particular one that wants to discuss with the whole stuff. I remember that back in 4 months ago that I learned from the computer application that there's some reckless or suspicious users who want to send death threats on the email and want to enter their houses. Never ever trust strangers or slander on the email. Just reported it and ignored it. That's all about this clarify. Anyway, let's get back to this. I know doxing is a literal legal crime, right? Yup, these jagoff these days are brain-dead accounts. I despise brain-dead accounts for good cause of making offensive or making dirty play on anyone else. These people are nowadays. Again, the etiquette stuff went unnecessarily. Return to the video. Even like in around early months of last year, there was a similar incident where one of my friends who made a community post about the unknown user named Sharif Simmons. Pause this one. Remember that person who's attempted to stalk and cyberbully one and only friend from YouTube and former Insta? Yup, that him. The bad thing is that this account is still on YouTube. Even I recently reported it already. The moderator gonna investigate this dude video for making the diss track very unethical. Anyway, let's continue. We're failing to make a report to the authorities last year. I wanted to make a report last year but failed. If theirs was a threat on me, I'm gonna be making a report. But this one very serious situation is going on over last year. I hope OIT is gonna be making a change of something like this. Today, not death threats or insults on me as this year. That's good news. If I see some hate people, I will be responding, reporting, and blocking cause can't waste time and make excuses for being petty like that. Anyway, back to this. The fourth issue on YouTube is Whitey made every different channel's original video into made for kids. I'm gonna say this one is very rough that theirs was a cool animation video that somehow turned into made for kids video. I want to clarify that this year, the Made for Kids had changed into something else that showed about this particular bar for the reference to Made for Kids into safer experiences for kids and families. Yay, this is the second claim. Return. Well, last time ago, I was reading about the federal law called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act of 1998. Now, it is 25 years ago on the day. Another clarify that one of my professors told everyone to don't use Wikipedia cause I has a bunch of sources scatter all over the website. Yay. I read it a bunch of related topics on Wikipedia for my purpose. But on assignment, I'm avoiding it cause of the professor saying not to use it. I will be skipping that and moving on. Even I watched 2 videos about the situation on the animation community over this. Yep, this machine doesn't know how to check on videos that are not for made for kids or made for kids. I saw it last year that the machine that went berserk to the whole animation videos that turned into made for kids. One knowable YT user who had issues with skipping the mentioned user. After the issue is gone. When I was wandering around until I found out that theirs was another user who had the same issues on this channel. This happened back in last month. Keep skipping the mentioned user as seen here, too. Anyway, YouTube needs to tell the machine bot to carefully on the video. Yup, I mockingly bought last year. LOL. There's some animation creators who support against this made for kids. Yup, I saw it doing this. So, if you support against this made for kids, that's fine. So, I just let it be for now on. Okay, this one is once unfit for the part. I will try to carefully check out and not to make a mess takes on the video. This one unexpectedly. Next time, I will make it simple and clean for this one. Return to the video. The next issue on YouTube is... Yup, I'm starting to realize that my open mind reveals... Oh boy. Is hateful or abusive content, aka hateful conduct? Pause for this one. I will give you a warning about this particular one that wants to discuss. I will be skipping some parts of the videos, and this video contains political content and random insult not meant for harassing or slander. It's just entertainment purposes only. It's not meant to rally the pesky personage. Thank you and back to the video. This is different from the harassment and cyberbully on the platform. Well, I will do it again to make sure about it. Back to this. There's had been a ton of hateful. I blocked the word out cause I don't want to get into serious problems or whatever is subject to Holocaust or whatever subject is. Let's start with hateful first, then the abusive. I first realized that there were community posts about this jag. Had to censor the words. Even though I'm skipping that one and moving on. Please don't go comment on supporting any of the controversial stuff. Thank you and back to this. Seriously, dude. This ain't gonna work. Even this dude wishes Elon Musk bought YouTube instead of Twitter. This year on, my country is getting absolutely wild and went unintentionally. I really want to move on from my countryside and go to another one. This is dissatisfied. I know this billionaire went bad takes on anything and such a boof. Well, this dude was made out of lost control. Even this dude claims that this platform... I want to clarify that particular country that sees this video. I just want to keep it low and hide the insult. Thank God that this video didn't block. That's a good thing. Next time, I will be watching out for this part and saying insults on the countries. Back to the video. Well, this Jagoff needs to quit YouTube and go to therapy. This counts as hateful conduct. Even there's some users who made... Again, users are losing brain cells and quit it. These users are nowadays to make ongoing mess takes. Continue. Skip this one. There's some users who went wildly these days as this year. Back to the video. These spammers hurt everyone. I saw it last night when I searched my favorite Pixar film on YouTube until I found out that an orange-faced man appeared on my today's search. It's so annoying, and maybe I will be making a community post about off-topics and reaction to this. Enough telling. Return to the video. These idiots need to get the out of the internet. Even though these radicals skip to all of the pics. Well, I don't mind if I try to ignore it. There was a even though this year, YouTube didn't change on harassment or hateful since last year. However, it's not worth this. Even making this platform so worse that YouTube moderators didn't take action against this hateful conduct going on. I despise the way YouTube didn't address over the harassment and hateful. Let's see if what happened. Anyway, let's move on. I'm so tired of these radicals people who are on YouTube to make anti-contents like TV shows, movies and video games, even the celebrities and random news on YouTube. I have seen too many foul play roles during this year cause of this same man who can't say it. This needs to make a strict or ban dealing on radical YouTubers and get this issue taken care of. YouTube needs to terminate these radical spammers, trolls, users who support radical YouTubers. This needs to make a change. But then is abusive content. Well, abusive stuff went nowadays. I see lots of radical people aggressive responses to whatever is. Even like skip to this. This counts as intolerance. Yay, this is etiquette. People who don't know etiquette. Here's the term etiquette. People need to take responsibility for unnecessary personnel and need to grow up and educate themselves. Back to this. That's all for the hateful and abusive. Anyway, the second part of YouTube problematic is harassing and cyberbully. Here's another similar to the insult. I will be skipping a lot and not letting people attempt to attack. Get ready for this particular issue. In the previous video, I made an issue with harassing and cyberbully on the first one. So, I will do it the second tell. Last year, I made a trend about the unaware. I will be skipping the one that doesn't want to show about the particular user. Even though the exam about the victim of cyberbully. It's already passed. Again. As seen in the other video, I admit everything about whatever is. I will be moving on. Anyway, back to this video. Anyway, it's still ongoing. Mentioned that I learned from college back last year on the computer lab. I know, I admit again over making too much life going on. I want to clarify that mention on tell that the cyberbully is dangerous and can be making non-stop harass as seen in the video and on book about this one last year. Yup, these people need to educate and need their parents to tell children about the internet cyberbully. But not to push out or put pressure on people for doing this type of insulting. Here's the lesson, be respected and better watching out for the suspicious users. Anyway, back to the video. Well, I will say again. Lessons, if you felt threatened by this test and whatever situation is, tell parent the guardian about the issue. So the parents may report whatever they're saying. Ignore them and move on. Make a report to the authorities. If you felt trapped by this test, here's a crisis text line. Well, back to the video. YouTube needs to terminate these pests who make cyberbully on someone else. Harassment and cyberbully are nowadays. Even though the moderators need to take responsibility for leaving it unless. Then, the next issue on YouTube is. This one is very disgusting to see. Is unwanted content. Okay, I will be skipping the one part of the scene cause I don't want to get me blackout or some surroundings. I will skip these specific issues and go to the next one. Yup, back to the video. The last issue on YouTube, hold on. Almost on the final scene. So close to the end of the video. Is promoting terrorism. I saw not too much about it. Okay, the final clarify is that there's a little bit of prompt propaganda. Well, this stuff related to prompt is nowadays. Back to this. But I see one in someone community post who makes fun at someone else who becomes like this. I'ma be skipping this one. I made a report a few times on this kid channel. The last one went unwell for my voice. My bad about the malfunction, though. I will be making it better next time. Once again, this dude is off topic nowadays. Again, move on already. Some pests don't know how to use the internet. Even the hate or abusive. This YouTube modern day is definitely terrible, in my opinion. Those pests who are on YouTube making fun at anyone else need to log off. But in YouTube Kids, this needs to be real careful for the kid or not. Even lots of animation communities went to protest against Made for Kids. So, stay strong. Animation community. Welp, that's all for the criticism video on YouTube part 2 of this video. Welp. The video is finally over. Man. I need to edit better next time. I need to watch about the clarify and awareness of my making sense next time. At first, I really didn't like the way I made a lack of creativity and my exhaust. I need to be real careful with the source from different circumstances. Really need to take my time for better understanding and explanation for the reference of the videos. I will be watching out for this one. Oh, wait. There's will be another of YouTube coming sooner. I'm not sure I will be making another one or perhaps be leaving it where the parts are. Let's see. Yep, that's all for the commentary video. Give a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the video reference. I hope everyone is doing understand well and I will get taken care of. I will see you and have a nice day.